Signs the economy might be starting to bounce back. Dow's up nearly 6% this year. Housing numbers, they're getting a little bit better. And trend forecaster Gerald Celente, though, says don't pop the champagne just yet because next year isn't looking too hot. Remember, he predicted the financial crisis years before it happened, so I would listen to him. I listened to you, Gerald.
Well, thank you.
Yes, welcome back to the program. What's your take on 2013?
Well, we made it through the Mayan calendar. We're going off the fiscal cliff. How much worse could it get? We look at 2013 as more of the same, but worse.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, it's what it is. I mean, look what's going on in Washington. I mean, the inepts and the incompetence. They're not doing anything to make things better.
Yeah.
You look at all the money that's being dumped into the system, not only in the United States, worldwide. We just have a new Prime Minister of Japan, Abe, who now has told the Bank of Japan, print that money, catch up to the United States, catch up to Europe, catch up to China. So they're just dumping this money into the system to keep it going. And as you mentioned, yes, housing starts are better. Housing prices have gone up a bit.
I got to tell you, I think I'm in your camp maybe on this one. Maybe I may be more gloomier than you on housing because I don't see the fundamentals are still wrong. The people that are buying homes are investors paying all cash, maybe some starter homes down there, but the mortgages are still tough to get. The appraisers are still tough appraisals to get. And you've got 1 out of 3 people in this country that are underwater. I still don't see the fundamentals of the old buy and sell transactions happening yet.
Vote for me. I'll make things better.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you're 100% right. The only reason the housing market is going up is because interest rates are so low. You know, I'm up in upstate Kingston, and I'm on the most historic corner in the United States. The only place on each corner where there's a stone building that predates the Revolution. And I just bought one. The Franz Roggen House, a 1750s building.
Nice.
I just got a commercial loan at 3.25%. They covered closing costs, 10 years locked in. That's what's spurring the real estate market. Yeah. You're borrowing money for free, and you're paying it back as I was talking about devaluing the currency. That's what they're doing in Japan. That's what they're doing in the U.S.
Sure.
That's what's juicing the market.
So you're kind of a macro guy. You look at the broad marketplace, and I have to ask you, is the marketplace bigger than Washington? Because even though they're dunderheads down there running the place, and I know they make a lot of policy, and we in the media give them a lot of attention, but doesn't the market cycle override what they can do?
This is a global collapse. Pick up today's Wall Street Journal. Read what's going on in Amsterdam with prime property being vacant. Look what's going on in Spain. Millions of people taking to the streets. They still call it a recession with 25% unemployment in Spain, in Greece. Things are getting worse everywhere. The austerity measures. What are austerity measures? I got one. I'm going to make up a story. I'll be a bank. I'll make a bad bet. I don't want to take my losses. I'm going to take the money from you, Mr. Citizen. And I'm going to tax you more. I'm going to cut your services. What you do get, you're going to pay more for. And I'm going to cut your pensions and benefits.
Well, how's all this going to end? Are we going to wind up with pitchforks?
It's happening now. What are they? They don't call it class warfare. That's what's going on over there.
True.
And again, look what's going. There was no Arab Spring. Again, we wrote about it before it happened. There was nothing about a pro-democracy movement. It was far too few had much too much, and way too many had much too little. It's the people in the street, they want a piece of the pie. And it's going on around the world. And for some reason, people are oblivious to it. Look in this country. Look at college grads. Their income has declined, what, 8 or 10%?
Yeah.
Since the recession began.
They can't find a job.
They can't find 50% of them have jobs that are paying high school wages. So, no, you're right. It's not getting better. And again, we have the incompetence and the inepts in Washington making things worse.
But the numbers, you look at the numbers and you see those numbers, they're inching up a little bit. We're getting a little bit of growth. We got a little bit of inflation. We've got a little bit of a decline in the unemployment rate. So all these numbers are kind of scratching in the right direction. That's why people, and they're so anxious for it, they're so hungry for it that they're praising any little tiny movement.
Why is it happening? Because they're dumping the cheap money into the system.
Yeah.
Who would have believed we'd have interest rates at 0?
Yeah.
Who would, as I said, I just...
And Bernanke says we're not looking at any change on that until maybe 2015. Last year it was 2014. The year before it was, I mean, he just keeps pushing it down the road.
Exactly. You can't make this stuff up. You know, we would have never believed 4 words killed America, in my estimation, that killed capitalism. Too big to fail. That was the beginning.
Yeah. Moral hazard's gone.
It's gone.
And I don't know, I'm worried about the fact that there's another generation that will come along that won't know what moral hazard even is.
And why should they not know? Look what's going on with the banks. Have you seen one head roll on Wall Street? Yeah. They pay these massive fines, and nobody did it.
Well, on all of that,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Always good to get your take on things.
Thanks
Gerald
for having
Celente,
me.
thanks so much for coming along.